This week on TGC News, MCX Gen 2, Big Blue goes quiet, and it's the summer of promos. Sharps Brothers offers some of the most unique and well-built AR-15 and AR-10 receivers around, with models like the Warthog, the Jack, the Hellbreaker, or even the classic-looking Mean Streak. You'll be sure to find something to fit your build. To learn more about these and all of the other products that they make, head over to sharpsbros.com. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. Remember, if you haven't done so yet on YouTube, go ahead and get subscribed and ring that bell to get notified of new episodes. On Facebook, you hit see first to do the same thing. And speaking of Facebook, while I'm finalizing the details of a huge giveaway, we're doing some smaller but very cool giveaways over the next month. Every week, we'll be giving away a Zero Delta D-Lock M4 30mm optic mount. They're worth about $280 each. Super rock solid mounts, and they have a really nice QD system as well. All you have to do to get entered is post a picture of your rifle or rifles on the Zero Delta Facebook page and tell them where you're from. That's it. There's a link to their Facebook page in the description. Now, how about we get into the news? First up, SIG has announced a new rifle called the MCX Virtus or Virtus or something like that. In their promo video, they've gone as far as to say that this is the perfect rifle. I got kind of pumped up thinking this would be like a real step forward from SIG, but nope. It's basically an MCX Gen 2. However, that does not mean that this sucks. Let's break down the features. It's got a new stock that still folds around the side. This one kind of appears like it's going to be more comfortable than the original, which was awful. And it also is a 5-position adjustment, unlike the fixed version of old. It's got a really nice beefy charging handle. It comes with a Lancer mag. I think it's a 30-round smoke mag. Has ambi controls and comes with a new trigger they're calling the Matchlight Duo. The trigger on the first-gen version isn't the best, so that's a welcome improvement for sure. They also have an opening in the rail to access the gas adjustment in case you want to suppress the rifle. It comes with a muzzle device for their cans already. The gun is also being promoted as a multi-caliber offering, meaning you can swap the barrel and change over from 5.56 to 300 blackout and vice versa. Although it is unknown whether the current MCX kits will fit the new models. I would assume so, but not positive on that. I suppose it would be cool to go from like a 16-inch 5.56 to a 9-inch blackout, but the current price on the conversion kits is $612 without a muzzle device. Whew. Now, here's the most important thing that they didn't really mention in their promo video, but they did mention in the press release. They're claiming that these will go for 20,000 rounds without needing a single part to be replaced. No springs, no buffers, the barrel, nothing should need to be replaced for 20,000 rounds. Most guys will never put that many rounds through a gun in their lifetime, so that is a really bold statement. The only issue is that I don't have $6,000 for ammo and another $2,300 for a rifle to test that theory. Either way, it's good to see SIG pushing more in the MCX lineup and not another Me Too AR-15 rifle. And in I didn't see that coming news, Smith & Wesson has continued their gobbling up of new brands by acquiring Gemini Technologies, otherwise known as Gemtech. If you live under a rock, Gemtech is one of the most notable suppressor manufacturers out there. Let's talk about why this matters. First, Smith & Wesson clearly recognized that they had nothing available in the suppressor market. This allows them to take a chunk of that growing market, right? What this move also says is that they don't see the suppressor market slowing down or becoming dead anytime soon. They wouldn't spend tons of money on a suppressor company if the market was going to die in their eyes. That's fairly simple to understand. In the last year or so, they've grabbed up a few other companies like Crimson Trace and Battenfeld Technologies and even changed the name of the holding company from Smith & Wesson to American Outdoor Brands Corporation. This says to me that they're making a move to position themselves directly against a company like Vista Outdoor. Vista is a massive company that owns brands like CCI, Spear, Savage, Federal, Primos, and a bunch more. This is really smart on their part. I mean, Think about it. If you wanted to really drive a company forward, and I don't just mean Big Blue, I mean the holding company itself. If you wanted to drive that forward, you would need to expand and diversify your offerings, and why not grab up a strong brand that already has years of experience in a certain sector to do just that. We'll put some links in the description so you guys can see the different brands that these big holding companies actually own. It's kind of interesting. There's also speculation that at this point, this acquisition might mean that they know something about the Hearing Protection Act that we don't. I think that's a bit much, but I want to know what you guys think about all this. Do you think Gemtech will live on, or will we see like Smith & Wesson suppressors at SHOT Show next year? Let me know in the comments. It seems as though we are entering into the summer of discounts, rebates, and promotions. In comparison to the Obama years in the gun industry, sales are not as strong as they used to be. Manufacturers, distributors, retailers are all looking to move guns right now, and it seems like they're willing to take a hit on higher margin items like magazines and accessories to do just that. That being said, I'm going to share some of the current promotions with you guys to kind of help you save some cash if you want to buy a gun this summer. First up, FN is giving 3 free magazines with the purchase of an FN 509. So that brings you up to a total of 5 magazines with the 2 you get with the gun, and the mags normally cost about $40, so that's about a $120 bonus. Not bad. Next, HK is basically doing the same thing. You buy a VP9 and you get 4 extra mags, a total of 6 mags and a bonus of about $160. Also, not a bad deal at all. And rounding us out, Smith & Wesson was doing a ton of like mail-in rebates that brought their guns way, way down in price, but I believe that's kind of past now, and they're now jumping on the free magazine train. Their deal is a bit different though, because you can buy a shield, an M&P pistol of like any size, and you get free 2 mags, 2 boxes of Hornady critical defense ammo, and a Caldwell pistol mag charger. That is a bonus value of about, again, $160. Solid deals all around if you're in the market for one of these pistols. And hey, if there is a deal that I missed, feel free to let me know so we can kind of maybe come back to this next week and share even more deals to help you guys at home save cash this summer. And instead of friendly fire this week, I need your help. We're working on a new segment thing with Adam, and I want to know what you guys think of this. We don't know if it's going to be its own thing or if it's going to be in another piece of content, but let's check out the Legal Minute.
I'm Adam Kraut, and this is your Legal Minute. Early last week, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear 2 very important Second Amendment-related cases. Case 1, Binderup v. Sessions, was an appeal from the Third Circuit brought by the government challenging the court's ruling that individuals convicted of certain nonviolent crimes could have their Second Amendment rights restored. Under federal law, an individual convicted under a state law misdemeanor crime punishable by more than 2 years in jail cannot have firearms and ammunition. The good news, people in the Third Circuit can still challenge the constitutionality of that. Case 2, Peruta v. California, was an appeal out of the Ninth Circuit challenging California's requirement to show good cause to get a CCW. The court held that the good cause provision did in fact violate the Second Amendment. The Ninth Circuit then reheard the case and in a divided opinion reversed that decision, finding that the Second Amendment does not protect the carrying of concealed firearms. Justices Thomas and Gorsuch filed a scathing dissent to the Supreme Court's decision to not hear that case, noting that it reflects a distressing trend. The treatment of the Second Amendment as a disfavored right seems to be accurate, and that's your Legal Minute.
I'm really curious to see what you guys think about that, so if you have anything to say about it, let me know in the comments or send me a message. Whether you're a noob or an expert, the Essentials Guide and Targets from RE Factor Tactical offer you a step-by-step method to taking your shooting to the next level. Packed with page after page of drills and tips, you might find yourself becoming a badass in no time. To get yourself a 10% discount on your entire order, use the code TGC10 over at refactortactical.com. I had a couple of you send me links to our Guntuber this week. His name is Johnny, and his videos are about 180 seconds long. Say hello to 180 second ideas.
I'm Johnny. This is 180 Second Ideas, helping you with your everyday carry, your tactical, and your firearms decisions. This is Savoy Leather. You know them. They've got a lot of traction in the industry. And our YouTube channel is the first to be able to present this to the public. Real excited about that privilege. The Viper Western camo pattern looks fantastic. I'll run some B footage so you can see it up close. We're looking at the attacher. It's made by Boxer Tactical.
I'm a big fan of concise, easy to consume content, and this channel is no different. The production level is solid and the approach is straightforward. Johnny doesn't like beat around the bush with info. The channel is currently under 100 subscribers at the time of filming this, so I need you guys to go over there, check out the videos, and if you enjoy the content, subscribe and tell them TGC sent you. There's a link in the description so you can do just that. So, I guess that's it for this week. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. Get subscribed, hit the bell, buy a shirt from Patriot Patch if you want to support us, or you can go to tgcgear.com, get a TGC shirt. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.